Hello everyone, Onlydraven here again, and today we're doing another tutorial in Minecraft Sky Factory 4. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use three different machines: the Fluid Sieving Machine, the Fermentation Station, and the Washing Factory, and how to use those to process liquid meat, which is a way of taking ores that you may find in the game or gather and increasing the productivity of that resource. Now, find this video helpful and you like it, please be sure to click like. But most importantly, please remember to hit that subscribe button down the bottom. That way you can see all my videos and tutorials as they come out. All right. So for this tutorial, you're also going to need liquid meat and pink slime. Now, I've already done a tutorial showing how to get pink slime and liquid meat, and I'm going to link that tutorial down in the description of this video, so that way you'll have access to those instructions as well. So for this tutorial here, though, we're going to look at the Fluid Sieving Machine, and that's going to be 2 pieces of plastic, pink slime, 3 iron bars, 2 gold gear, and a machine case. We also have the Fermentation Station, which is going to be 4 iron bars, 3 pieces of wood, an iron gear, and a machine case. Then we have the Washing Factory, which is going to be 2 pink slime ingots, 1 meat feeder, 2 pieces of plastic, a machine case, 2 conveyor belts, and a diamond gear. Okay? We're also going to need an RF power source. I'm just using a creative energy battery in this tutorial. Any RF power source will work for you, so whether you're using a generator, a reactor, or solar, anything that produces RF power will work. Let's go ahead and grab our machines. Okay? And then we'll grab ourselves some of the cyclic energy cables. We've got the energy extraction cable and an energy cable. We're going to set these machines down. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of room to work with here. Okay. And then the order that we want to put these machines down is the Washing Factory, the Fermentation Station, and then the Fluid Sieving Machine. All right. All 3 of these need RF power. We're going to attach the energy extraction cable to get the power out of our source. Then we're going to connect energy cables to the back of each of the machines so that they have power. See, now they have power on the left-hand side. Okay? Done with these. We're going to grab the any type of fluid tank will work. I'm using a basic fluid tank from Mechanism, and I'm going to use an fluid extraction cable. I'm going to put that over here on the far left. I'm going to connect that to the first machine, our washing machine, with a fluid extraction cable. I'm going to set those back in there for now. And we're going to grab ourselves a bucket of liquid meat. Now, as I mentioned, the tutorial showing you how to get liquid meat will be down in the description. The liquid meat is going to go inside of our washing factory. Now, I'm going to go ahead and fill up this tank right here. So it's all the way up. And you'll see it's also filled up our tank inside here, liquid meat. Okay? So we click on the little J here. It gives us a little breakdown of what the machine does. When provided with liquid meat and an ore, it will wash the ore bits into raw ore meat. So that's what we're trying to make now, is raw ore meat. Now I'm going to grab a stack of iron ore for this. Now you can get different ores, of course, by mining in the Lost Cities dimension or in the Twilight Forest, or you can use a laser drill to gather ores that way. So any source of ore will work. Now, we already have our liquid meat in here. We're going to take the iron ore and set it up here in this spot right now. Okay? So it is processing the first bit of this iron ore, and it's turning it into raw ore meat. So the purpose of this machine is to basically take a stack of 64 ore and return at the very end of this process more than 64 ingots of iron. So this process will increase the productivity and the output of the ore that you are processing. So right now we're getting our raw ore meat in here. We're going to let that process for a minute while we set up the second machine. Now the Fermentation Station, we're going to click on that. When provided with raw ore meat, it will be processed into fermented ore meat and growing its size. It needs a hot source on the bottom and a cold fluid. Okay? This machine has a couple requirements. So we're going to go over here and we're going to grab those. Now underneath, I'm going to use a magma block and we're going to use a bucket of water for our cold source. You can use ice and snow as well. They will end up melting and becoming a water block, so it's the same exact thing. You can actually put a fire underneath of this block. Just be very careful, of course, that you don't burn the rest of your world down. So the magma block avoids that. I'm going to put a magma block underneath. Fill that hole up here real quick. So we've got magma block underneath. Now there's no little X over the heat source, so that's good. Now we need a water source. Let's grab ourselves some slabs real quick. Okay, and I'm going to put a slab here and put a slab here. Very easy to do. Then I'm going to put some water. So now there's water next to the machine. Right click on it. You'll see that there's no X over the heat or the cold source. And if you're using these, you never have to go back and add more water or more heat underneath. That is, as long as that stays there, those are going to be good forever. Okay? So it's got hot and it's got cold. So the next thing we need to do is we need to get our raw ore meat over here into this one. Now we're going to go here and we're going to get these again. And we'll go ahead and grab those fluid cables again. Connect that fluid extraction cable, a fluid cable, which is now pulling the raw ore meat in here, and it's changing it into fermented ore meat. So again, it is increasing the output or the productivity of this process. Now this machine is going ahead and making us fermented ore meat. So that's part number 2. And as long as there's the first liquid meat coming in, it'll continue to run. When we look at our last machine, this is the Fluid Sieving Machine. Now with this one, when provided with fermented ore meat, the thing we just made, and a little bit of sand, it will filter the ore from the meat and transform it into dust. All right, so we're going to need some sand, it says. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a stack of sand. And we need to get the fluid, finished product, fermented ore meat, over here. Now, because of the placement of our water, I'm just going to go ahead and move this over top. As you can see, the fermented ore meat is moving in here. Now, something to remember about all 3 of these. This here will hold 8,000 millibuckets. This one, once it's done, will go down to 1,000 millibuckets. This one goes up to 8,000 again. So this one's going to fill up faster than the other 2. Just something to be aware of there. So in this last one, we have our fluid fermented ore meat, in this situation, iron ore, coming into our fluid sieving machine. I'm going to go ahead and take the sand that it mentioned, place it in this block here. And when I do, it's basically combining the sand with the fermented ore meat to give us pulverized iron. Pulverized iron itself can be used in all sorts of different recipes, has a lot of uses. You can also put it into a furnace or smelter, and it will turn it into iron ingots. So per sand, we're getting 1 pulverized iron. So the thing to be aware of in this entire process is we started with a stack of 64 iron ore back in this first machine here, right? At the end of the day, we're going to end up with more than 64 pulverized iron. So we've taken 64 ore and turned it into more than 64 iron. So if we were to smelt that as is, we're going to get more ore out of that stack of 64 than we would have just smelting the stack of 64 itself. I want to say that it's a 3-to-1, so it works out to be basically a stack and a half, if I remember correctly. So this is a way of getting more bang for your buck, if you will, more productivity out of that single stack. Now, the process is a bit slow. You can put in some speed upgrades and things in here to help process all of these things a little bit faster. So the upgrades would go in here. They're the add-ons, and they're part of this same machine, Industrial Foregoing, part of that mod. So there's a spot for those. But this will continue to process as long as it has sand and the processed meat that we're getting from the different machines. And then you can take this, you could even export this directly into a smeltery or smelter or something of that nature, or even smelting factories would work, and that would turn that into ingots, and then you could have that move right into a chest or an inventory system. So not too hard to set up. The gathering of the meat and the slime doesn't take a whole lot of work either. So this is a productive way of increasing your ore output. Now, is it the best way? Personally, I don't think so. I think that there are a lot of other ways that you can increase Again, using smelteries and things that are actually going to potentially give you even a better return. I mean, you can just take regular iron ingots and turn that into pulverized iron. So if you need pulverized iron, there's better, faster ways to get it. But depending on your playthrough and your playstyle, or maybe you're not even using Sky Factory 4. Maybe you're using this in a different type of mod pack that doesn't have some of those other options. This could be better than just smelting a stack of 64 ore itself. So it is definitely an upgrade on that process. But overall, there are many different ways of increasing productivity. This is not a hard one. I still don't think it's the best one, though. But I do recommend giving it a try. It's a lot of fun to put together. And who doesn't want to say liquid meat? All right. So that's going to be that one there. All right. So we've looked at those 3 machines. If you have any questions about this tutorial or any of my tutorials, be sure to put those down in the comment section of the video, and I'll do my very best to get back with you as quickly as I can. As well as if you have any recommendations or suggestions for other tutorials you'd like to see in Sky Factory 4, I'm always looking for new ideas. You can also join me on stream. I'm here on a live stream on YouTube regularly throughout the week. You can find the schedule on my website, onlydraven.com. Or you can join me on my Twitch streams, where I stream there as well. Also on the same schedule. On Twitch, I'm Onlydraven Gaming, except all scooshed together as one word. So if you have any questions, feedback, or just want to hang out, you would like to try some new ideas in Minecraft, swing on by. I'd love to work on them. But that is going to do us for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.